evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on folks. You may all know it's George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bobby Talk, coming to you live on YouTube, folks. Can you believe it? The week has flown by. I mean, tomorrow is Friday. Friday. Yeah. Remember those days you had to work and like you just got to get through Friday to get to the next to the weekend. It's that goal. I used to hold two jobs.
Oof.
Yeah, I'll tell you about the other one though. Anyway, we have here the lovely lady. She just turned pro this past summer at the Universe in the figure division. Recently, I saw the interview of a man, KL and Wonder. If you want to check out the interview, I will leave the link in the description of this live stream. We have here the lovely new IFBB pro, Miss Rebecca Adney. If I got her name right.
Yes, yes.
All right, I want to make sure I don't want to mess up. Sometimes I'm from the South. We say things a little differently when we see you spell them. So, ma'am, welcome to the live, and thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
So, tell me, and share with me and my followers, what kind of lovely like you in such a buff, muscular, masculine sport like bodybuilding? Please share.
Well, before bodybuilding, I used to fight. So I did that for many, many years. Um, and then, I started creeping at the age of 40. And I mean, that and injuries, were kind of just taking over and making it a lot harder to train. So I stopped doing that. At the same time, I retired from the military, so after those 2 things kind of, like, fell off, I was kinda just like, "F it," like, I kinda just, like, lived my life, so, I went to the gym if I felt like it, kinda ate whatever I wanted to, and I got, honestly, to, like, the heaviest weight I've ever weighed in my life, which I was at 155. For most people are like, "That's not that much," but for my height and my build, it's a lot. Um So, a couple of my friends kinda, like, brought it up. One of my friends who she had the same coach I have now, kinda talked to me, they're like, "Why don't you just try it out, try bodybuilding and see if you like it or not." Because I kinda just needed something. I'm one of those people that need something to kinda focus on to stay motivated, which is weird when you ask someone like that in the military tells you that, because normally we're pretty disciplined, but I it's just someone I need something, like, to focus on. Um, so I hit up my coach, David Short, and, sent to my intake form, and we talked a little bit. So originally when I first started training, it was just kind of like dabble in bodybuilding, right? I was like, we'll just do one show and we'll see if we actually enjoy it. So I started in February of 2022 and I did my first show in it was July or August of 2022. And honestly, like after I got off that stage, like I'm not a girl who wears heels all the time, so that was probably the hardest part. But like I fell in love with it. Like I fell in love with the process, the community, that's also a big thing. You meet so many different people from all over the place, and it's just like it's great because we all got like, same goals, same purpose. We all kind of it's good to be around other people who like know the struggle, especially during prep, because it's not always so easy, right? So that's kind of what got me into bodybuilding. I really needed a driving force after I stopped fighting, and I needed to get into something that would also like push me, push my body, push my mind to be better. So that's kind of how I got into the bodybuilding world.
That's not surprised. I've known quite a few bodybuilders who had a stint in combat sports. I know one lady, her name was Mandy Misdemeanor Polk. She used to fight in Bellator. Jay Fuchs, she was a kickboxer and a boxer. With one lady I know, I interviewed a while back, Nikki Ricks. She did some kickboxing. It's kind of easy to cross over. And I've interviewed some
It
ladies, and
is.
yeah, I've interviewed some ladies who've done mixed martial arts from MMA to bare knuckle to boxing. I mean, it's a transition of a different sport.
It is, like, everyone would always ask me, like, "How was it hard?" And I was like, "Well, not really," because, like, I honestly felt like it was kinda easier because in a fight camp, you're cutting, like, 15, 20 pounds in, like, 2, 3 months. Whereas like bodybuilding, it's like gradual. Like you're gradually losing weight. And it's not like you have to step on stage at a certain weight, unlike, when you used to have to cut weight for fights. So and you're already kind of like living that eating healthy lifestyle. So like, eating meal prepping, I was already used to that. Like, not eating out all the time, not drinking all the time. So I felt like it was a easy transition and it was a good transition. It wasn't like huge changes that I had to make.
hmm I've been a fan of combat sports. Like I grew up more at the boxing area, with the Ali's and Mike Tyson's and Roy Jones Jr. But I really got into MMA, like guys like John Jones and Conor McGregor, some amazing women like like Ronda Rousey, also the current champion over at the in UFC, that's Valentina Shevchenko. And that's a pretty good transition. There's some similarities I would say between
Yes,
women in MMA and women in bodybuilding because you're not as popular compared to the men.
very true.
hmm So, what was that experience like, especially getting out of the military, your first time being a bodybuilder? What was that experience like for you?
I mean, for me, it was a very positive one just because, like, I mean, honestly, without like getting into bodybuilding, like, I don't know, like I was I don't want like to say living unhealthy, but for me it was very unhealthy. Drinking a lot, eating a lot because the transition out the military, like it's not an easy thing to do. Um, Even though I got like a job, a few months after I retired. So for me, it was a very positive experience. It really kind of pulled me out of my own gutter, like I like to call it.
Yeah, I know. My oldest niece and one of my nephews, they served in the army, and it's tough to get out of that life of discipline. But then bodybuilding has also its discipline. Like,
Yes.
what was your branch? What was your position? And what was your rank?
So I was in the army. I was air defense artillery, so Patriot missiles. A lot of people know what that is, so it's the easiest way to explain it. And I was sergeant first class.
Sergeant. See, well, ma'am, I say this to you. I don't say thank you for your service. I appreciate the sacrifice you've made on behalf of this country as a citizen. Thank you is never enough what y'all do, what y'all commit yourself to. So, what's that like? Now being a bodybuilder, being on that stage, you're walking around, you're partially naked and you're pumped up and muscular. What's that feeling like, on that stage? And so, one of my crimes, I want to tell you this, uh, Rebecca, I'm a muscle person, I'm musculates. You excite me. What was that feeling like that first time on stage?
I mean, honestly, like I always get nervous before I perform. We used to have them before all my fights, so like I'd get nervous too. Like, I mean, I don't think if I felt weird, and that's only because like we send check-ins all the time, and you're sending it to your coach, like in your posing suit, which obviously is similar to what you step on stage with. And like you don't really I think it'd probably be different if you could like legit see like everyone in the audience like staring at you, but the lights are so dang bright when you're on stage, like you really can't see nothing except lights. And like I mean you can see the judges because they're right there. Um But to me, like, and I don't think it was that hard because I mean, honestly, when we fight, like, we're wearing short shorts, like a sports bra. So, like, it's almost like wearing, to me, it was like wearing a bathing suit with less coverage. I mean, because I don't walk around in a thong when I'm on the beach, but, like, I mean, so honestly, to me, it wasn't, I don't know, I didn't really feel weird because you go out in public in a bathing suit and you're on a beach with like a crap ton of people. Obviously you're not like all glammed up, makeup on, eyelashes on, and all that other stuff, wearing heels and stuff. But like so to me, like it's not. I didn't really see a huge difference because we walk around in bathing suits all the time in public. Now you're just stepping on a stage in front of people. I think the only, like, weird thing that people might say is, like, you're literally being judged. Like, you're being judged how you look on a stage, outside and instead of, like, just walking around a beach in a bikini. So, I don't think it's really not. I don't know. I don't feel like it's a huge, huge, huge deal.
hmm Well, like I said, everybody's experience is different, especially your first time. Like again, you're for life, but you being a performer, being a fighter,
Yeah.
and it's a different sensation compared to being a bodybuilder. Whereas you have to present yourself in a different light. You have to have both this
Yes.
combination of masculinity, muscularity, and femininity. And figure, was that the division you felt like you more felt more comfortable with, or did you ever thought about bikini, or I know you also did women's physique in your last couple of shows.
Yeah. So when I first started with my coach, like that's one thing that we talk about, right? Like we send pictures and we kind of talk about, he looks at it and kind of decides like, hey, this is what I think. These are the categories that I think you would do good in. He mentioned figure. Physique was a new thing like the past 2 years, just because physique and figure are so similar. Um, and compare pretty similar, minus, the posing routines. But he joked one time, he was like, well, maybe you could do bikini. Like I would never, so my size, like I fought and I would cut like 20 pounds. Like I know what I look like when I'm super skinny. Like I don't want to look like that. Like I like the look of, you know, being muscular. I don't like the look, even though bikini girls, they have muscles, but I was like, I don't want to be that little. It's like,
It's different levels for every person who gets in the sport, how they want to, view themselves. Because this is a tough sport. It's a lot of
Yeah.
sacrifice, a lot of time. Most of the time, you are putting more into it than getting back out of it. We have here a shout out to my
Yes.
man KL, the Wanderer, coming through. He says, hello, KL. And also, he says, the sound of the fat man laugh. It is, but no, it's another laugh too. It's another particular laugh. Another guy. Oh, yeah, that laugh too. Oh, hey, oh yeah, Rebecca, I want to tell you something before I leave you. You are beautiful. I'm sorry about him. So yeah, but yeah, because you know what, this is a sport that takes a lot of time, effort. I mean, if you're not one thing, you're not disciplined, not consistent. If you don't understand what's involved in it, it's not easy for anybody to get into it. So, folks, what I'm gonna do is here. As you know, is one of my things is, as I say often, beware surroundings at all time. And I found a
Hmm.
little video with the dear Miss Adney, and I want y'all to check out the video. And it's something I mean, I don't know if you remember it or not, but we're gonna pull it up here and get a feedback on her thoughts. So here we go. It's a little video she posted with another channel. And it's her working out here, and the channel is from Best Muscle Video, and it's a little interview she did.
I've not put on this much muscle before. I used to fight, so I was a lot more conditioned, but this is the biggest I have ever been in my life.
Rebecca, She-Hulk, Adney.
This is a field house. This is actually the first time I'm going into the field house. I have been in here, but like years and years ago. So it'll be good to go back in there and check it out. I love going to new gyms and just different environments, kind of change of pace.
It's all about humanity.
I definitely need to grow my shoulders and my legs and my glutes need to be more conditioned. So hopefully we can bring that to this next show. Starting off in posing for bodybuilding, my suggestions for you would be definitely hire a coach. It is necessary. You can totally tell a difference at shows when someone who has a coach and someone who didn't have a coach. Hire a coach and practice until you're sick of practicing, and then practice some more, because it's the only way you're going to get better at it. And that's one of the main things that you need to have at your show. And those are my posing tips.
It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
When I first started posing, I was super stiff. I came from the military. I don't want to say you're a robot, but kind of like a robot.
all about humanity.
I'm pretty strong for my size, and I really don't know my own strength.
Well, I mean, whoa. You've come a long way. That was about a couple of years ago. You only been doing this for
Yes.
about a couple of years yourself. And the show that you got your qualification was The Universe. That was in New York.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
that's run by Steve Weinberger. It's NPC Pro Qualifier.
Yes.
What was that feeling when they told you you're now IFBB Pro?
I was like, so I really thought I was gonna like cry, like, because I wanted to cry after prejudging, and my coach was like, "You can't cry yet, like, no shedding tears." I was like, okay," because after prejudging, you kind of know where you stand, right? Obviously that can change, so we kind of already knew where I stood after prejudging, um, but I was like stoked. You worked so freaking hard, and we were so close last year, like. Second, we got second last year, so we knew like it was just a matter of time. And after all that work we put in and like the growth that happened this that past my last off season, like I was just so happy. I was like, finally we did it.
Because So We Come Second, that was the teen and collegiate show that's in Pittsburgh, right?
So which one for what one?
What was he? We were so close to get your pro card. Was it last year? Or
Oh,
was it?
so last year we did Universe first and I placed second. I did, and then after that I did the Masters, Tina Masters in Pittsburgh. But there only I placed like, because you never know who's gonna show up, right? And you never know the judging panel. There I placed like third and fourth, I think. So still good because my first ever national show, like I didn't even make first call outs. I placed like, I don't know, 11, 12, like there's just a lot of girls in my class, but I didn't even make first call. It's my first national show. And then the second year we went to nationals, first call outs. And then this year, pro card.
Well, congratulations, because like I say, it's a tough thing. I've known some ladies who competed for a long time before they get their pro card. Sometimes there's some cases where maybe just their second
It,
or first year. It's all
yep,
depending on the situation, the show, or the judges, also all of that's involved in it.
it is show judges. And then, I mean, a lot of it is like genetics too, right? Some people just build muscle quicker, like just have more muscle than other people. So there's so many factors um that can go into it on how long it could take somebody.
Yeah. Interesting. Your fighting game was She-Hulk. Wow. I mean,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, there's quite a few female bodybuilders that goes by that, but I think there's a couple other MMA fighters I think trying to remember who went by She-Hulk also. And what was your record before you stopped?
So as a pro, I was 0-3.
Hmm. Uh,
Hey, but I told everyone, I was like, hey, but all my losses came from decisions. And they were against like very good opponents. Like two of the girls that I fought, they went on to fight for the UFC after that. So
I know one with Cheyenne Buys. Who,
yes, she was my very last fight. That was my last fight. It was my MMA career.
because I follow quite a few MMA fighters, and Cheyenne. She was Velasquez. Now I think went back to Buys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, UFC is one of the biggest organizations around in the world right now. This weekend they having a title fight for the vacated women's 115 title, Vera versus Mackenzie Dern. You still follow
Yeah.
MMA?
On and off.
You have a favorite fighter?
I mean, honestly, like, so when I first started fighting, it used to be Chris Cyborg until she stopped fighting. Not gonna lie, I was like, she's an animal.
Well,
Like,
she hadn't stopped fighting. She just switched over to boxing, and she's
well,
supposed to
I
have a fight
mean,
coming up.
oh, really?
Yeah. She's supposed to be. I think because she's with PFL, because
Yeah,
Bellator
yeah,
folded, and now it's PFL
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the great thing. It's a great, amazing sport. I wasn't a big fan of it. A lot of guys who were like me were boxing fan. We call it BJJ. Brazilian blowjobs, just because Because y'all roll on the ground and your butt half your
Yeah,
day.
yeah. You get super close and up close and personal with everybody.
Yeah, yeah. But that's the thing. That's a part of the sport. It's part of the factor of
Yes.
it.
Yep.
The bodybuilding is a different level because you have to. You don't need as you. It's more of a sport presentation than performance compared
Yes.
to other sports. And then like being a bodybuilder, for y'all women, it's a lot more expensive compared to the men. The cost for you to compete, to travel, to do shows. The guys got to put on a pair of banana hammocks and board shorts, while you ladies have to have
Yes.
your makeup, your hair, your done, and this and that. Are you currently sponsored by anybody?
Nope.
Yeah, I think sponsorship could help. I say this. I think if anybody can get a sponsorship to help them, that'd be great. Just to cover the cost of traveling and also other expenses that come with it. So now, what's the plan for your pro debut?
So we plan on making a pro debut at the MaxFit Pro. It's in Florida and it's like mid-August. Um, that's a plan right now. Obviously, plans can change, but that's what we're gonna roll with.
Yeah, and Matt Fitz, that is also a master show where you can qualify. If you compete in the 40 class, you can qualify for the 2027 Masters O.
That's the
So
plan because my honestly, my Olympia, like I'm older now, so I'm like, "Pfft, whatever about, but Masters Olympia, like that's honestly my end goal. So, and that's what, like my coach picked three shows that would be Masters qualifiers for that. So we were looking at all three of them, and I was like, well, let's do that one mid-August because that's the goal. If I make it there, cool. If not, it's all right. But yeah, Masters Olympia is the goal.
well, don't use excuse. Oh, I know lady I interviewed. She just did her first Olympics. She's 59 years old. Robin
Really?
Mays, 59. You see this woman, you wouldn't believe it. It's about where you want to go. How far? I know everybody wants to go to Olympia, but not everybody can make it there. And the
Yeah.
opportunity, that one-time opportunity, it's just like, hey, you can stamp it on your bucket list as I made to the Olympia. So, so what's that, like, dealing with this, like how your family and your friends feel about it? Because you know what, this sport can be a lot of a strain on relationships.
So family, like my mom was, like, okay with it because like, she used to, like, hate me fighting, she didn't wanna watch me get punched in the face, so, obviously, that's not happening in bodybuilding, um, so she loves it, and, like, my whole family so we just had a family reunion for, like, the first time ever, it was actually in between, like, my show in Dallas and right before nationals, so I traveled to Wisconsin, I got to see a lot of family, and, like, they all follow me, the ones who are on social media, and, like, they love it, they love, like, seeing the growth in between like different years. There's like keep getting it. Like this is great. Friends, like a lot of my close friends, like my best friend, she's also a bodybuilder. So she like we know the struggles. Like so my really close friends are we're all really supportive of each other. It doesn't matter like what we're doing, right? Like and all of us are into fitness, obviously, like body, I'm a bodybuilder and my other friends like might not be bodybuilders, but my close friends, like, we all understand, we all root each other on. It doesn't like no it doesn't matter like what we're doing in life. So that's great. This was the first year where I've been in a relationship and been in a prep and been through bodybuilding. So, like, I want to say the struggle was real, but the struggle was real because you meant like I mean you miss date nights, like I'm not gonna go out and drink, like I can't just go out and eat whatever I want, like so, and I was already in prep when I first met him. And it was funny because our first date was Top Golf, and I was like, "Hey, I need you to order me some like chicken wings and some fruit." He was like, "What?" Which I already kind of like prepped him, like when we first started talking, like, "Hey, this is what I do, like, and this is how it's gonna go." So I already like prepped him for like how prep was gonna be, and like the lifestyle, right? Because I'm almost on like a regimen every single day. Wake up early as heck, go to the gym, go to work, gotta get my steps in, gotta do my cardio, eat a certain way. Um, so it was a struggle on and off, but he was super supportive. I mean, the light came out at after my last national show of like, what pissed him off, which was, date night. Like I couldn't take you on a date, like we can go out, like this and that, which it was his first time. So but, like, he made it. I was like, "Well, you made it through a prep." I was like, "You made it through a prep with me. We can make it through anything." Like, literally.
That's good because you know what, I've talked to people, the relationships change, especially I know ladies told me they were married and they got divorced because they were doing something that was not the norm, especially for a woman.
Yeah.
And family sometimes can be different. It's good that your mom supports you, and your friends that stand by you. It's good to have friends in the sport too.
Yes.
Folks, we're not going to hold her too long because she has some stuff going to do. If we possibly maybe in the future we can do a part two and get more in depth because she took some
Absolutely.
time out with me, because I don't want to hold her up. But bodybuilding, I've been doing this for a while. It's a very a sport that can be emotional, physically, financially, and also, it's just spiritually draining. And when you
Yes.
get into it, you have to understand all the factors involved with it, the growth, the process. Most everyday people, they look at it and say, like, you're just taking these pills and you're just these muscles and blah, 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 blah. But that's not all of it. And like I said, being from a military background, you have that regiment and discipline that helps you in your process.
Yes.
So, well, like I say, folks, we're not gonna hold much longer. So, if we possibly, because she got some stuff she's doing today, it's getting dark right now because we can barely see her. So, we can probably in the
No, I was
future,
like,
we can do a part two whenever she just let me know whenever she wants to, and
absolutely.
we can really dig deep into this. This is just a little sample first. I've done little samples before. I know you guys, but here, guys, if you follow her, the link description, respect her, respect the process, and also, guys, don't be that weird guy. I mean, I know a lot of you guys, you love these muscly buff women. They get you a little excited. You feel like a little kid playing with a new toy. But this is a lady. She served our country. Be respectful. Be understanding, because there's a lot of to work to it. What would you say for you as this process do you get out of it?
I mean, honestly, just being better than when I was yesterday. And like I like to tell people, so I'm an occupational therapist. And you see, like my goal in life is to be able to like move as long as possible, be able to pick myself up off the floor as long as possible, go hiking as long as possible. So bodybuilding is kind of just like an in for that, right? Like obviously I'm not gonna be training as hard when I'm done bodybuilding. Um, but it helps. It helps with that process, right? It helps me be able to do everything. And also it's like the growth, right? You see yourself, you see the changes, like all that hard work you put in, um, you get out and you see those changes. So I think that that's what it is. It's I don't know, I love it.
Yeah, it's like it can be like the Peace Corps. It's the type of job you ever love, and you love it, and you understand the process, the work, and the diet, and everything involved with it. That's truly a good example of what it is to be a bodybuilder. So, folks, as you know, we might do another half. We get more in depth and talk a little more. I know, like I said, she has a busy schedule day. She can time out talk with me, and I do appreciate that. So, ma'am, I'm not going to hold you much longer. And like I said again, whenever you feel like you want to come back and we can really, really do some good instinctive talking and really get into it, let me know.
Absolutely will do.
All right. Anyway, folks, I'd like to thank my man KL, the one coming through. If you want, the link to his interview with Rebecca is in the description. You can check it out. You want to follow her, it's also in the description. Guys, no weird shit. She has a boyfriend. I don't want to be hearing those stories, guys. No shit. No, because I tell you, these guys out here, especially guys when you got these ladies, you got all these muscles and y'all glistening, shiny. You go see you on the stage and go like, hey, who's that buff blonde? I'm thinking about her tonight. But, but just understand, this is an athlete. This is a lady. Just be respectful, okay? So, thank you again, ma'am, and appreciate your time. And
Absolutely.
hope we can have you back again.
Will do. Yep, I'll be
All right.
back.
All right. Anyway, folks, this is man always George Page, aka the Emperor from Everybody Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Good night, good luck. God bless, and see you around.